Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to start with the 10th standard chemistry and physics. Learn to earn the knowledge series number 3 of unit 11, principles of metallurgy, right? So in this session, we are going to discuss about the metallurgical process, how the metal will be extracted from the earth crust and how it can be modified into a pure form. Then all these kind of transformation, how extent they are possible, this detailed explanation available in this metallurgical process, right? In this series number 3, we are going to discuss about what are the various steps in order to convert a mineral or a ore, whichever extracted from the earth, and which can be converted into a purified form. That in detail discussion will be provided in the series number 3. In addition to this one, in the earlier one, we completed. So what is the stratification between the mineral and ore? Then how can we distinguish these two, and what kind of sources available in order to extract all these, and what are the major applications of these metals in our day-to-day life? In what ways metals can be available, and in what kind of ways metal can be applied. So if we know the significance of their applications, then only it is required to study the method of extraction, method of purification, method of fabrication, all these. That's the reason why the application of these metals were studied in the earlier session. In addition to this one, so we already completed unit 1 to unit 10 of the 10th standard chemistry and physics. All the detailed explanation available in the channel called this World of Competitive Chemistry, right? Let us enter into our series number 3 of unit 11, principles of metallurgy. Let us go with the extraction of metal from the ore. So here, whenever metal extracted from the ore, so we already studied what is the simple distinction between the mineral and ore. Ore is the part of mineral only, where maximum extent of metal will be there, which can be extractable in a profitable way. That is called ore. That suitable ore, so different metals have their suitable ores in general, so those can be taken and further subjected to concentration, followed by extraction, and finally refining. Concentration in the sense where maximum extent of ore was taken. For example, 1 ton quantity of ore was taken, and that exact 1 ton may not be converted into a 1 ton of metal, because some of the unwanted, undesirable materials also are present around us. So around that one, so that may be a sand particle, clay particles, any other. So here that can be removed by the process called hand picking, otherwise mechanical separation, otherwise electronic process can be applied. So froth flotation can be applied in order to separate. So we have detailed discussion about this one in the next following slides, right? So in that way, here crude product get concentrated in order to improve the quantity of metal and its a combined compound. And next is about extraction. During the extraction process, what we will do after removing the unwanted materials associated with that one, during the extraction process, here that combined form of compounds now converted into a purified metal form, right? But it is not 100% pure. Around 70 to 90% purity will be given for this one. Later, it will be further subjected to the process called refining. Refining in the sense where metal can be converted into 100% pure. It is the final step of purification, which is called a refining. Here various methods are there, like concentration followed by extraction followed by refining. So all these are applied. The type of method applied depends upon the type of ore we are choosing for the purification. So these are the simple what model kind of diagrams are provided to you. This is for the concentration where we are taking metal in the form of crushed one, and that may be subjected to these kind of machinery in order to improve the quantity of combined compound. And next is about extraction of crude product. During the extraction of crude product, what we will do, we may go with the various methods that depends upon the type of metal we are choosing for the purification. And it may be electrolysis, it may be calcination, it may be roasting process. So many methods are available in order to get extraction of crude product here. And next is about electrolysis, where a metal purified form will be given by the refining process. This is electrolysis. And next is about, here is the flow chart in order to explain this kind of metal extraction in the detailed form. Ore was taken, which is a combined form of metal which extracted from the earth crust. Initially, it's subjected to concentration. So whatever unwanted particles are associated can be removed. So, and basically, so further processing of this ore mainly depends upon the type of metal we are choosing for, right? So here, basically, all the metals are classified into three types. One is called metals of high reactivity, medium reactivity, and the lowest one. High reactivity metals, either oxides and oxides and fluoride kind may be present. And here, metals of medium reactivity, most probably these are the transition metals, and they are exist either in the form of carbonates and sulfide. And here, low reactivity, in turn said to be a stable one. They are mostly present in sulfide form. Silver sulfide is the simplest example under this category, right? So metals of high reactivity of S block elements were taken, either chloride or oxide form. In general, electrolysis process can be applied in order to get the purified form. Then moderate reactivity metals, either carbonate or sulfide. Carbonate can be subjected to calcination, sulfide further roasting process, and both can be converted into oxide. Carbonates upon calcination simply called high temperature heating, carbon dioxide will be decomposed, this carbonate turned into oxide. Sulfide upon roasting process, that sulfur can be removed and oxide, it converted into oxide, roasting simply oxidation process. And next is about reduction. Reduction is nothing but metal is in oxidized forms. For example, zinc oxide or copper oxide will be taken. Removal of oxygen is also generally denoted as a reduction, so that here oxide now converted into a metal form. So here reduction to metal is in either step. Further, this reduced metal can be subjected to refining process. This is a finalized step where the maximum extent of purity of metal will be possible, which is called a refining, called a final purification. Let us go with these metals of high stability. So these are not much reactive, and mostly they are available in native form. Sulfide ore is the simplest example, subjected to roasting so that we will get a metal, and further subjected to a refining process here. Ore was taken, initially concentration will be carried. Just now we discussed concentration is nothing but when we are taking ore from the earth, that may be associated with soil particles, sand particles, clay particles as well, right? So here, just by removing those particles, we can improve the quantity of mineral. Otherwise, some methods also applied in order to improve the quantity of metal. So here, concentration of ore is nothing but some of the impurities whichever present along with that ore can be discarded here. Either hand picking, washing, flow to flotation, magnetic separation can be applied here. Hand picking in the sense, whenever mineral is in contact with any rock particles, for example. So by simple identifying color, otherwise simple identifying the texture, simple identifying their physical state, everything, you can clearly distinguish which particle is a mineral, which is the solid or rock particle or a sandy particle, so that it by about washing. Some of the impurities are water soluble, metals are water insoluble, so that water soluble impurities will be discarded by this process called washing. Water will be added so that water washing will remove the impurities whichever soluble in that. And the froth flotation process by bubbling the air, and along with that we are rotating with the force called a centrifugal force, so that it is possible to remove the impurities whichever present. And if those are high density in nature, they get deposited at the bottom. Metal along with that oxide form, otherwise sulfide, carbonate, bicarbonate, will be converted into a froth or foam that will floating on the surface, which in turn collected in the form of concentrated one. And next is about magnetic separation. In this magnetic separation, most probably metal may exist in magnetic form. Non-metallic substances are the impurities only. So those can be separated by the process called magnetic separation. So whatever magnetic substances are there, they get deposited near to the magnet. Non-magnetic substances get separated. So this is the simplest method as well. So here, these are the methods for the concentration. So this is the primary process we apply, and followed by extraction. During the extraction of crude metal from the ore, we have to categorize all the metallic substances based on their reactivity. So some may have high reactivity, moderate reactivity, and high stability as well, right? High reactivity metals are nothing but mostly they are the group of alkali and alkaline earth metal family, and they are exist either in the form of halide or oxide form, and they can be categorized in the this one. And second is about moderate reactivity. Transition metals either in the form of carbonates or sulfides are the group of these moderate category. And high stability metals are these are again a transition metals. You may go with a silver, platinum, aurum, and they are stable. That's the reason why they are available in the native state and the earth crust. So these are low reactivity. This is about the categorization, and here is the clear distinction are provided. Here, these are the metals with the reactivity and having tendency to lose the electrons, and these are the zinc, iron, lead having moderate reactivity, and they are applied with the process called either calcination or roasting. And next is about silver, gold, platinum. Being these are noble in nature, reactivity will be less, and high extent of purity will be there in the native form only, right? So here metals of high reactivity, either halides or oxides, just now we discussed. If you go with sodium chloride, so if you go with the magnesium chloride, or if you go with what we can say magnesium oxide, so all these are the part of this high reactivity. Moderate reactivity, carbonates and sulfides will be there. Magnesite is example, and the sulfide is the iron pyrites is the simplest example under this category. And metals of high stability are the sulfides, and they subjected to roasting and further oxidation. So roasting, by this roasting process, what happens? Metal sulfides are converted into metal oxides. So for example, if we are taking silver sulfide in general, and by roasting process that converted into silver oxide, that is nothing but reduction process, right? So conversion of sulfur into oxide, because addition oxide will be generated. So that oxide further subjected to reduction process in order to remove the oxygen. Finally, we will get a metal here. So any metal oxide by the process of removal of oxygen, it will be turned into a metal form. And here is the extension of this chain here. Halides and oxide ores, electrolysis process of this molten ore was taken, and they get converted into metal like a sodium, magnesium, and aluminum. Either chlorides, oxides, or of these metals were taken and subjected to electrolysis, we will get the purified form. And the moderate reactivity, carbonates and sulfides will be there. Carbonates, if present, the process called calcination, where high heating Carbon dioxide will be decomposed, carbonate in turn converted into oxide. Oxide reduction of oxide leads to formation of metal, and here copper and zinc will be obtained by this process in general, because transition metal carbonates or transition metal sulfides are the part of this moderate reactivity, and the low reactivity are nothing but a highly stable one. And simplest example is silver, where sulfide ore type of form will be there, and they are turned into a roasting. They are turned into oxides by the process called roasting, and in turn subjected to reduction to give the metal. And the final process will be refining. Refining is nothing but improving the quantity of pure metal by different methods. Refining may be distillation. Distillation in the sense providing different temperature zones here, different temperature zones having different kind of heating condition, so that whenever this crude form of metal is entered into that, for example, the impurity present along with metal will melt at 100 degrees, pure metal will melt at 800 degrees. So what happens? So when this refining process, we are just adding that crude metal into that 100 degrees zone, what happens? Impure metal will be discarded in that zone, and that pure metal will remain in solid state, because at 800 degrees it will not melt. That is the process called distillation. And next is about pooling. Pooling is nothing but so that metal was taken and subjected to continuous stirring. So mostly copper type of metal will be purified by this refining process here. And next is about liquation. Liquation in the sense, so if any crude metal is heated beyond its melting point temperature, so that that converted into liquid form. At that liquid form, based on their densities of pure metal and impurities associated, we can discard them, right? And next is about electrolytic refining, where by applying the electrical current, anode and cathode, what happens? Metal will be deposited on the electrode. So this is the electrolytic refining, where by applying electrical current, it is possible to separate the impurities. And let us see how many methods are there in this reduction of metal. Reduction of metal either by chemical reduction. Chemical reduction in the sense, so if this metal, for example, zinc oxide was taken, that zinc oxide will be treated with any suitable chemical in order to remove the oxide from that. That is called a reduction of metal by the chemical reduction. By the addition of chemical reagent, oxide will be removed from that. Auto reduction in the sense, itself it used to decompose. Itself it used to decompose oxygen. So that is called auto reduction itself. And next is about displacement. Displacement in the sense, replacement of oxide with any other one, that is called a displacement kind. And next is about electrolytic reduction. That means by applying electrical current from the external source, it is possible to remove the oxide from that one. So all these are the part of this reduction. So either by chemical reduction, auto reduction, displacement, electrolytic process, we can reduce oxide into a pure metal form. And further, the final step will be a refining process, where highly purified metal will be obtained in this category. Now we will go one by one in detail. So elaboration of the individual contents are going to be done here. First part is about concentration of the ore. In order to concentrate the ore, what we have to do? We are taking a contaminated one. Just now we extracted this from earth crust by the process called mining. So this is a crude one. So many impurities are there with that. So here that may be either solid, sand, or any other clay particles, any other materials, rocky particles may be present around this. So this is said to be a ore which extracted just now. What we have to do? So we have to remove the impurities whichever present. These are said to be gangue particles. Okay, so impurities present and gangue particles will be present along with the metal, right? So here we can say sand or clay particles which are present around the metal are said to be gangue particles, and they should be removed in order to improve the percentage of metal compound in this. That is called a concentration of ore. And next is about enrichment. Enrichment again said to be a concentration only by the process called froth flotation. So simply we can say the metal or mineral or ore. So we are taking ore, right? Ore is the suitable compound for the extraction of metal. That ore was taken and finely crushed here, finely powdered. After getting powder of that, one suitable solvent will be added, and here we have a what we can say, this is the kind of system having rotation, provision of rotation. So during rotation, what happens, the centrifugal force will be applied, and here all the metal particles will be float on the surface, and solid particles of impurities will be deposited at the bottom. In order to get this, we have to bubble air into this. Air supply should be done. So why air is required? In order to make the froth, in order to make the foam of that one material, so air supply is required. So when air is bubbled along with this continuous rotation, continuous revolving of this one, what happens? All the mineral materials, metal particles will be deposited as a froth at the top region, and unwanted materials of high density will be deposited at the bottom, that will be discarded, and this concentrated material will be collected in a container. So froth flotation is the simplest example, one of the part. Just now we discussed so many methods are there. How many? Hand picking may be applied, washing may be applied, froth flotation along with the magnetic separation, right? So among these methods, this is one of the method called the froth flotation. Now, a physical method adopted for concentration depends upon the type of physical properties it have. We can't apply same method for all the materials, all the minerals, all the ores, because that depends upon the type of impurities whichever present, and the nature of that metal also. So after going with the detailed study of that one, then only we can adopt the type of purification we have to do. Now, few of the methods for this concentration were given here. Hand picking is nothing but, so here, for example, metal ore exists in one color. Obviously, impurities will be in either color, right? And pure metal will be in one kind of a crystalline shape, for example. But another impurities may be in a amorphous state, and the size may be varied. So in this way, so here metal as well as impurities having distinguishing color, sizes, and also their properties, so that by simple hand separation it is possible to remove the impurities. This is a kind of human hand separation. And next is about washing. What we will do, just we have to crush entire ore into a fine powder, added with water. Water soluble impurities will be discarded. Metal, obviously water insoluble, that get deposited at the bottom and will be filtered, and further processing will be carried. In this way, water soluble impurities can be removed by this method. And next is about froth flotation. Just now we discussed froth flotation cell was taken here. Flotation cell, in this air bubbling, air pressure is applied in order to separate the impurities from the metal. For that purpose, we have to blow the air into that one, and the particles of impurities will be settled at the bottom because of gravity, and we will get the ore at the surface which is floating can be concentrated and collected in another container. Magnetic separation. Being some of the metals are magnetic in nature, and obviously impure materials are non-metallic, non-magnetic in nature. Based on this property, if this is the case, impurities are non-magnetic, metal is a magnetic in nature. In this case, what we can apply, magnets can be standard permanent magnets can be applied in order to separate. Magnetic substances will be deposited near to the magnet, non-magnetic substances will be separated and they will be collected in the separate container. So this is the process by electromagnetism. So this is called a magnetic separation. By this, we completed the session of concentration of ore. So in this series, we discussed in detail about how many methods are there in order to extract the metal from the ore to final one. Those steps were given, and exclusive discussion about the concentration of ore was completed. So hope this session will be helpful for your preparation. Thank you very much for your consistent listening. Thank you, one and all.